Change is possible. You have to be motivated and want to change it. But it's absolutely possible. And the idea that people change after they get married, sometimes people say this as a bad thing. He's so different now. You know, it's been 2 or 3 years since he got married and he's just so different now. Of course he's different. His life is completely different. Responsibilities are different. Priorities are different. To me, if something would be wrong if you didn't change, right? Oh, she used to be so social. She used to say yes to every invitation. Now she hardly ever goes out. Yes, because she has new responsibilities, right? So the idea that people are going to stay the exact same is also not healthy expectation. Social religious identity to some degree tends to be more stable, but even this we know can change. I've worked with many couples who will talk about, you know, for example, a common one I hear is that, you know, we dated in college, we liked each other, we fought to get married. Neither of us is very practicing. Neither of us comes from very religious families. But over time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives hidayah to those He chooses, and one of them became more religious. One of them became more practicing. And it's affecting the marriage now. Because the way we dress, you know, how we socialize, where we eat, what we do for work, might not be the same thing that we were okay with before. And that's all going to affect the marriage. The idea that just because I'm religious now and you're not, I'm not judging you. Okay, but you try to wake me up for Fajr and then you're quiet when I say no thanks and I go back to sleep and then you don't talk to me. Yeah, right? Like you're going to have feelings about that. Or we used to, you know, always share our food when we go out to a restaurant, but now you won't share my food anymore because you don't consider that steak halal. That's going to affect the relationship. The idea that our religious identity or social identity can evolve. This, again, tends to be more stable, but absolutely can evolve. And one of the worst things these days is that people will post pictures online, and I work with couples all the time who will say, no one has any idea because they see these beautiful pictures from our honeymoon. We're standing at the beach and there's a sunset behind us and there's 500 likes, and they don't know that we didn't speak that day. We were so mad we didn't even talk to each other that day. But we just posed for that picture, right? Nobody shares pictures online of the fights, right? Or the meals that burned, or the gifts that weren't appreciated. We share the pretty things. We share the happy things. And it gives a false expectation. We think that everybody else is doing well. Right? Nobody shares when I tried really hard, or I worked really hard, or I made such an effort and it wasn't appreciated and how upsetting that was. People don't share that. And nor should we. I'm not saying we should, but it gives this false expectation that everyone's doing great, and that's just not true. Everybody is making an effort. So physical features influence your first impressions. Men do value physical attractiveness in a potential mate more than women. Women also value it. But if we're going to quantify it, the way men value attraction tends to be higher than how women value attraction. Women value physical appearance and also give more importance to other socio-emotional factors. If they feel respected by this person, if they feel like this person, inshallah, has the capacity to be a good provider, if this person comes from a background or social status that's appealing to us, those can be very important factors for women, often more than men. And people tend to believe beautiful people as being good. We do have a beauty bias, it exists. When people are attractive, well-dressed, well put together, appear affluent also, this idea that they must be happy. So whether or not it's conscious, we might subconsciously be pulling towards somebody who appears that way with this idea that they are going to be happy, so we're going to be happy with them.